So,
are you recording or writing?
Huh?
Recording or writing?
We're gonna record.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Excellent. So,
I just got here. I just
Yeah.
walked in. I'm excited about the lineup.
So let's see. I've been a fan of your work since Slam, so I've seen you perform a number of venues. And I'm just curious about your transition from doing poetry to more hip-hop stuff and how that's been for you.
Well, it's really, I started in hip-hop.
Okay.
I started writing as a rapper when I was 8 or 9 years old. So my relationship with writing was, the first thing I ever wrote was a song.
Nice. What was it about?
About how cool I thought I was. You know, I started out as a braggadocious MC. Then, you know, and then when hip hop transformed itself in the late 80s, I transformed too.
Nice.
You know, not into a poet, just into a different style of MC. The whole time that I was acting.
Yeah.
I started acting the same time I started writing rhymes. And so I would battle every day at the lunch table, round table like this, making beats and battling kids. So I started off doing that. I didn't get into poetry until I was in graduate school.
Oh, wow.
And once I got into poetry, it brought me back to music. The only reason why I got into poetry was because the music that I'd taken for granted and loved growing up changed.
Yeah.
And it was no longer something that I was enjoying listening to. I was always like, even having to excuse lyrics or stupidity and just like, what the fuck? People aren't bringing everything to the table like they used to. This is, you know, silly now. What is this? You know, just shit, you know, like people perpetuating bullshit. And it always felt silly to me post Public Enemy. Like I remember listening to Public Enemy in 1989. It was so creative. Hank Shockley and the Bomb Squad, not just Chuck D, not just content. I'm talking about music.
Yeah.
Musically. And production-wise, Public Enemy was so creative. In 1989, I remember thinking, wow, imagine what hip-hop will be like 10 years from now. And 10 years from now, I remember turning on the TV, 1999, and the biggest song that year was, what's my motherfucking name? Jigga. Bitches better get it right. Bitches better get it right. Ooh. And I was just like, wow, from Welcome to the Terror Dome to that. You know, I think even, you know, I think anybody would have to look at that and be okay. Something happened. You know.
How do you feel about hip hop today?
Hip hop is a reflection of American culture, of youth culture. I mean, it is what it is. You know, like only reason why rappers talk about cocaine and crack is because the CIA brought it into the community in the 80s. So that's the subject matter because that's what kids were raised under. You know, and so you know the gangsterism of hip hop is reflective of the gangsterism that has prevailed in our government. You know, 50 and George Bush had the same birthday. You know, like July 6th. So you know, it's the same shit. That's essentially my only problem with hip hop is that it used to be a leader.
Yeah.
And now it's not that it's a follower.
It's a reflection.
You know, it's a reflection of essentially because you had a lot of kids who got misdirected. We had poor leadership, and we had cats essentially trying to get rich or die trying. You know, and essentially like you think of Biggie, get money. Like people think that money will save them. Like money is God. People forget that even during times of slavery, like you could buy your freedom. You could use your money to buy your freedom at a certain point. But if somebody white came to your house and ripped your receipt up, your free papers, and put a chain back on you and dragged you back, there wasn't shit you could do about it. You could bitch as much as you want about having enough money to have bought your freedom. If they put you back in chains, you're back in chains. You know, that's just how it was. That's the power of money. Education is the only thing given that can't be taken from you.
It's true.
You know, so we have essentially a generation that's been misdirected. You got to give me 2 seconds.
Okay, do it.
Hey.